Hi students, very good morning. Now you all are very warmly welcome for this online session and we are going to start with the unit 1. Yes, here some lessons are there in unit 1 and the first is the poem. The name of the poem is What a Bird Thought. Dear student, here they have given the name of the poem and the name of the poem is What a Bird Thought. This is very thoughtful thing they have given here that dear student listen. See, we all are students. Yes, we all are human being. Human being can think. But have you ever think about that? Can bird thought? Can bird have their things? Yes, of course not. See, because why human being can thought? The human beings they have their brain, and of course the brain helps the human to think. Yes. Now see the birds here the imagination they have given, and in this imagination the four stanzas they have given here for us to learn. Yes, here if you see the picture of bird is given and the bird is thinking how the guess of the world. Yes, the bird's guess is that how the world can be. Dear student, if you think, if get an information about the world, can you say me that the exact definition of the world? No, no one can tell it because our world it is not small, it's a very huge. Yes, so bird is also telling that see the one by one he is guessing something, he is coming to one conclusion, but afterwards the bird come to know that hey the world is something different. What I was thinking it is not exact. Yes, understood. See, first I'll read this poem for you, then we will understand this poem stanza by stanza. Dear student, listen. See, when you listen clear, the English's language is that when you listen it proper, then you understand the correct pronunciations of the words and you try to speak these words. See, so for speaking, you have to listen it carefully. First, I am starting this. See, I lived first in a little house. I lived first in a little house and lived there very well. The world to me was small and round and made of pale blue shell. I lived next in a little nest, nor needed any other. I thought the world was made up of straw and covered by my mother. One day I fluttered from the nest to see what I could find. I said, the world is made up of leaves. I have been very blind. At last I flew beyond the tree and saw the sky so blue. Now, how the world is really made, I cannot tell. Can you? These are the four stanzas which I have read for you. Dear students, if you read these stanzas very well with the correct pronunciation, really you will understand it very easily. Yes, because the words which are given in this poem are very simple that you can understand it easy. Okay, let's start with the first stanza. Here I am telling you, I lived first in a little house. I lived first in a little house. Dear student, what is the little house? Can you guess about what the bird is speaking? And lived there very well. The bird is telling, first I was living in a little house, and the house where I was living, it was very well. I was not had any problem in this my little house. The world to me was small and round. See, the bird is telling, when I was living in a little house, and world for me was small and round. Can you guess it now? About what the bird is telling, about what the bird is speaking? Dear student, the bird is speaking about egg. Yes, the birds are coming out of from the egg. So when the bird was inside the egg, and it is telling that, see, when I was inside the egg, my world was small and round. Yes, inside the egg, and made up of pale blue shell. See, and about what my world was made? My world, it was made up of pale blue shell. See, the content which is there inside the egg with the small bird. See, they have explained it here. What was the world for the bird? It was the small and round pale blue shell inside the egg. Yes. Now we will turn to the next stanza. I lived next in a little nest, and when the baby bird born was in the nest. So after the eggshell, the home for bird is nest. See here. I lived next in a little nest. After the egg, the bird live where? In the nest. Nor needed any other. And when the bird was living in the nest, he was telling that I was not needed any other thing. I thought the world was made up of straw. Now the bird's thinking has been changed. Now the bird is thinking, see, the world, it is made up of what? The straws. Because the nest where the bird was living, the nest was made up of straws. So the bird was known to the straws only, to the nest only. So bird is thinking, the world, it is also made up of straw and covered by my mother. And the world, it is covered by my mother, because the mother, it is always with the baby bird, and the mother is always taking care of the baby. So the bird is thinking, the world which I am looking now, it is made up of the straws, because the bird, it is living in the nest, and the world, it is covered by my mother. Yes, the world, it is covered by my mother. Now we can go to the next. See, one day I fluttered from the nest. Very important line they have given. When the bird started to fly, see, one day I fluttered from the nest. When the bird flew from the nest to see what I could find, and the birds, they grew. When they grew, they try to find out their own food. They are not depend on their mother. When they are small, the mother is feeding to them, but once they get elder, they are trying to find out their own food. So once the bird flew from the nest to find that what it could find. Yes, I said the world is made up of leaves. See, the bird, it was in the nest, and from the nest bird flew on the tree, because the leaves are where? On the tree. So the world is made up of leaves. And now the bird has make another conclusion, that the world which is thinking about the bird is thinking about the world, it is made up of leaves, because the bird is on the tree. I have been very blind. And the bird is telling, see, I was making conclusion that the world which I am finding, it is made up of leaves, but I was very blind. I have been very blind. At last I flew beyond the tree. And when the bird flew beyond the tree and saw the sky so blue, now the bird it is moving where which is flying in the sky. So bird had seen the sky, and at the up the bird can observe the world. Yes, now the real definition, real conclusion come to know that the world it is something another. What the bird was thinking, it is not like that. Yes, it is something another. Now how the world is really made, I cannot tell. See, the bird when it grew, it has seen so many different things when it went in high up in the sky. So it found so many different things and the real world, and it came to conclusion that I cannot describe the world. Can you? And it has asked you the question, dear students, can you describe the world? Can you tell the exact definition of the world? Yes. See, here we have finished our first poem, What a Bird Thought. Yes, and here we have understood the thinking, the thoughts of the bird, how it came to conclusion that how is the world. And see, of course, after finishing any chapter, any poem, any lesson, we have exercise. Yes, students? Of course. So, the exercise also I will give for you, that you no need to do anything. See, the link of this exercise is given in the description box. To find out the exercise of this poem number 1, click below given link to find out the exercise of poem number 1. Yes, dear students? Okay, to know, to understand, to better understand, you have to read this poem. Thank you.